I'm gonna go watch other.
So, I found the boosters,
How?
like all of them. Richard Spirit, Nathan Gold, Nathan Blue, Austin Rain, all of them. Got you. Hello guys, and welcome to my 1000th take on this issue. My name today is Kimmy the Purifier. I wanted to do something different and talk to you guys today about boosting. So, for those of you who know, probably all of you who do play in the Wizard community actively in PvP know what boosting is, but for those of you who don't, or who just don't PvP but are still interested in what it is, boosting is the act of inflating your rank to get on the leaderboards. And how this is done is people will normally be in a 3v3 or 4v4, and they will most likely have, you know, same level on both teams, but one team will have a level 100, and the team with the level 100 will most likely have no cards in their deck or just not have any deck equipped at all. And the other team will instantly win because you can't PvP without cards. If you go into arena without cards, you will instantly lose. So I wanted to talk about that. Sorry that I keep saying just kind of rambling, trying to get a point across. So the reason why this bothers me so much is that you see people with really good strategies who are legitimately PvPing and not getting recognized for it. I just wanted to give some solutions on how to rather legitimize PvP. Because you have people who have good win-loss ratio, like, let's say Sky101, my friend Jacob Hart, level 63 life, has 159 wins and 83 losses. That's a pretty good, realistic win-loss ratio. Rather than, you know, people who on the leaderboards, like, I think I saw Nathan Blue at a match today, and he had, like, somewhere like 499 wins and like 2 losses. And spoiler alert, that's not because he's that good. He's level 1. No matter how good you are, whoops, wrong leaderboards. No matter how good you are, I mean, if you're a level 1 with that rating, at some point you will encounter an exalted. At some point you will. You will encounter a prodigious wizard who actually will probably have a rating somewhere around the lines of 700 to 900. So they will be an experienced PvPer. And with things like critical implemented, you will likely die the first turn. So there is no way, no how that these people should actually be this rank. It's an inflated rank. Obviously they boosted. I'm going to read off the names of people who I know boosted here. Richard Skull, Richard Emerald, Richard Spirit, Nathan Blue, and Wolf Legend Thief. Now, I have no idea why these people actually do boost. I imagine it's just for a bragging rights thing. There's probably more people on the leaderboards who boost. I just named the people who I know for 100% who I know boosted. Now, I wanted to give some solutions on some solutions on how to prevent against boosting, or rather to legitimize the leaderboards, because let's be real here. The last time anyone saw a 3v3 or 4v4, actually, no. Now that I think about it, I did see a 3v3 the other day with my friend Kelson. He is Dakota Shadow Hunter, but he was on his Life Dakota Emerald Blossom, and he was fighting against Marcus Lifecaster. But before that, I hadn't seen a 3v3 since probably the second age, and a 4v4 I haven't done or participated or seen since probably near the end of the first age. Like, it's been a while. Other than tournaments, ever since I came back to the game, probably 2 years ago, 2 years ago now, or a year and a half ago, because I came back in November of 2014 or so, 2014, 2015. After my very long hiatus of just playing another game, um, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a 4v4 other than the boosting since then. And it's really sad, you know, but I understand why it goes into the whole problem of dispel spamming, critical block, critical landing, being first, you know. I mean, things like that happen. If you can win from second in a 4v4, I applaud you, because that takes some real skill. But anyway, yeah, so you have people who have a realistic win-loss ratio who come up with these amazing strategies who are overshadowed by people with this inflated rank, and it is sickening. I mean, I know I might be sounding a little bit overly passionate about a game that's E10 plus, but the leaderboards were created for a reason. They were created with the intended purpose of showing those who do well in PvP legitimately, and, you know, sadly, they have lost their purpose. So, fortunately and unfortunately, I think, there's no reward for being on the leaderboards. Other than, you know, oh, sorry. Other than, you know, bragging rights. Other than bragging rights, there's no real reason of being on the leaderboards, which is why I don't understand so many people wanting to be on them. Like, wanting to be number one on them. It really does serve no purpose. I actually remember Wolf Legend Thief tweeting out that he was proud. Well, not so much proud, but he was proud in taking advantage of the system, of exploiting the system, and that is exactly what, you know, boosting is, and it is an exploit on the system, and it is wrong. So, I've, you know, done my passionate rant for like 7 minutes now. Let's just get into the solutions. So, one of the solutions that I think, this is actually a takeaway from other games who do PvP where just 1v1 isn't involved, is having different types of rating. What I mean by that is having a different rating for 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4. I know some people may not be open to that, but just hear me out on this one. So, 1v1 and 2v2. The two most popular types of PvP in the game right now. You know, there's no... Oh, actually there is a 2v2 going on right now. Oh, see? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. EST as I record this, and there's a 2v2 going on right now. So, yeah. And there's probably a lot more 1v1s, because 1v1 is, of course, the most popular type of PvP. But I think having a rating for 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4 would at least legitimize the leaderboards. It would highlight people that actually do legitimately PvP. Like I said before, the leaderboards do have an intended purpose. They were created for a reason. And I know KingsIsle may have, you know, sort of abandoned them, but I think that, you know, I mean, this isn't asking to move heaven and earth. This is a pretty simple solution. Before this, you had puppeting, which also had a simple solution that KingsIsle did, you know, I'm glad they did take action on it finally, but it did take them a lot longer than it needed to be for them to fix puppeting. Which is, I mean, ideally the same thing as boosting, just in a different way. I think another reason or another solution could possibly be to just, if these people are reported, you know, with video evidence, that they've been boosting, including their names, their gear, maybe their pets, because a lot of them have baby pets. I know you wouldn't know their account unless you were account sharing with them and wanted to report them for whatever reason. But yeah, I think that their name should just be taken off of the leaderboards, if possible. I know that may not be a likely scenario. The first option is probably more plausible, just because it is easier to regulate. I mean, I highly doubt that anyone would be able to boost on 1v1, just because of the sheer amount of people that would queue, and two, you would probably have to coerce or pay or bribe someone who legitimately PvPs to boost you up. Now, I know most of the people in this game who do 1v1 detest boosting, and I am one of those people. So I highly doubt in 1v1 that boosting would actually happen. 2v2, I guess I could see it happening after a certain rank. Like, if by some off chance you get to, let's say this is actually implemented, by some off chance you get to 1500 rank in 2v2, and there's only 2 or 3 other teams that are that high, and you ask them to boost you for like 60k crowns or something. That's really the only way I see that happening. But again, it's not as easy or plausible as 3v3 and 4v4 boosting. I think just having that, separate rating would legitimize PvP, even if there wasn't such a thing as boosting, just because, I think grouping in rating together doesn't really give an accurate reading on the leaderboards anyway. Someone could be really good at 2v2, but absolutely suck at 1v1. I mean, I've seen that happen. People who are absolutely godly at doing 2v2 with another person, they're jading or they're hitting, but they do not have the correct strategy to do 1v1. I think that would at least, also help bring back people who, want to PvP to the game. I know it might not be a lot, but I know, like, I want to say 2 or 3 people who did leave the game because of leaderboards. There are other reasons involved too, like kind of like critical block and the shadow spells, but they did list one of my friends, Mason. His name is Mason Rose. Not in any way a part of the Rose clan. He was just called Mason Rose. He left the game because he was tired of people exploiting it the way they did. I do believe at some point that puppeting and the leaderboards did coexist, which made it even worse. But by making a stance against puppeting, KingsIsle has shown that they at least empathize in some way with the community, with the PvP community. And I think that it's time to take another big step towards stopping exploit in PvP. So the first suggestion, obviously, I think would be the best one. If you have, any feedback about it, let me know. Leave a comment. I love to debate things like this. I truly do. I honestly don't see any other way that boosting could be fixed, but people have been, suggesting things that aren't plausible. I think this could actually be plausible if KingsIsle does decide to implement it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!